All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the SATS Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Today, we're going to focus on a trend that I've been seeing on TikTok. I got on TikTok, okay? And it's called the 100 Envelope Savings Challenge, okay? And I'm seeing you guys out there doing all the hard work of controlling your spending, of working hard, and setting a little money aside towards your future, which is fantastic. So first of all, congratulations. Round of applause from the live studio audience for you, the savers in the world, the people that are taking accountability, taking responsibility for their finances. That's fantastic. You guys are doing great. Okay? The only issue with the 100 envelope challenge is that you're saving in the dollar. Okay, so we're going to explain how that works on today's episode. I'm going to show you guys that are new to the 100 envelope challenge how it works from scratch, and then we're going to modify it. Okay, we're going to modify it so that the money you're saving in is actually helping you get more wealthy instead of stealing from you. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. And then after we do all of that explanation, after we talk about we're calling it the 100 stacks challenge. After we're done going through the 100 stacks challenge, and I give you guys a template, I'll give you guys a shortcut to a template you can use to record your savings and keep track of your stacks. We're gonna do our regular episode. So let's get right into this this savings challenge mechanism and how it works. Okay. All right. So I know. It's a little bit different from our normal format, but we'll jump into the regular format of the show once we deliver this piece of content. All right. So let's talk about the 100 envelope savings challenge. Okay. This is how it works. It works as follows. For example, if you want to kind of train yourself and start to teach yourself to save, right? If you're not a saver, you want to build that habit of not blowing your whole paycheck every time you get it. You can start with this challenge, and it's called the 100 envelopes challenge. What you do, and if you do this challenge for 100 days, the way it's the original idea is that you save for 100 days without skipping a day. You're saving for 100 days, but you're doing it in a certain format, right? It kind of makes it like a fun game. Okay, so you take 100 envelopes, right? You can buy cheap envelopes. There's also now there's even 100 envelope challenge binders, right? And it's basically a binder with a bunch of sleeves in it. And whether you're doing it with envelopes or you're doing it with one of these binders, there's 100 slots, and those 100 slots are numbered 1 through 100, right? So what you do is once you start the challenge, once you decide to do the challenge, you go and you put actual physical bills like dollars into each sleeve, and you put the amount that number is. So for example, an envelope or in the slot 1, on one day you could put $1 in there, okay? And same thing for slot 20, you're going to fill that slot with $20. For slot 75, 50, you put the same amount of money in there, right? So at the beginning of the challenge, you're just doing $1, right? And the next day you put $2 in the corresponding envelope. And then the third day you put $3 in the third envelope. And the fourth day you get it, right? You get it. Okay. All the way until you get to envelope 100. And when you get to envelope 100 in the 100 days, in essence, you would have saved about $5,050 in cash, right? And if you're doing this, it takes about 3 months and about 10 days is like the most accurate thing. About 3 months and 10 days, depending on the month. But the other thing you can do is you don't have to worry about, let's say on one day you have a surplus and you can afford to deposit more than $1 or $2 on a day. Then you take that amount of money that you can deposit or that you can put into one of the envelopes, and you say, for example, you have an extra $50 this year. Sorry, an extra, like, I don't know, $50 this pay period, right? You did extra good, and you have an extra $50 that you can set aside for savings. Well, you put that one day's worth of savings, you put that into the slot, into the 50th slot or the 50th envelope, right? And so, but anyway, the whole point is that every day you're putting something away, right? Whether it's in a bigger envelope, or the order of the envelopes doesn't matter. What matters is that you fill one envelope per day for the 100 days, okay? And that gets you to $5,050, okay? So if you're saving, it's a good way to make it into a game and to teach yourself the habit of saving daily, saving regularly, right? Remember, what's important here is that you don't skip a day. What's important is that you deposit, or that you put some money aside every day, no matter if it's the higher up envelopes or the lower envelopes. That we're trying to build that savings habit. Okay, all right. So that's the basic premise of the 100 envelope savings challenge, right? You get you can save about $5,050 in 100 days. In other words, about three months and 10 days. Okay, so that's a standard. Savings, 100 envelope savings challenge. Okay. What we're gonna do here for us on the show is we're gonna modify it. Okay. We're gonna first of all, we're gonna explain why doing it this way is costing you more than you think. Okay. Yes, you are getting the value of those dollars, the number count of those dollars, right? Your number count of dollars is going up, right? But in the span of 3 months, you're losing purchasing power on those dollars. So what does that mean? Especially if you're new to this whole show, this whole concept, let me explain it real quick. Okay, so let's say that you've probably heard of inflation, right? So the way inflation works is it's not caused by people having more money and spending it. No, it's caused by the way the government prints money, right? When governments print money and when banks issue debt in the form of like loans, then that increases the amount of dollars in existence. Okay, so when the amount of dollars in existence increases, the purchasing power of those dollars goes down. Okay, so that's a basic premise of how inflation works. Okay, so if you're saving these $5,050 over the span of 100 days, by the time you get the $550 goal, you won't be able to afford the stuff that you could buy before for the same $5,050, right? In other words, by holding the savings in dollars, you're letting inflation eat away at your purchasing power. So you'll have the $5,050, but 100 days from today, you'll be able to afford less things with that $550. Okay, and I know it sounds crazy because especially if you've never heard of Bitcoin, this sounds crazy. But let me jump into our savings plan here on the show. We stack SATS here every day. We buy Bitcoin a little bit at a time, right? So I have enough I guess evidence or enough of a track record with our purchases that you can see how it would affect the 100 envelope challenge. Okay, so let's just go into the browser real quick. So here you can see that we started saving in Bitcoin about $20 a day, right? And we've put about, let's say if this is our envelope and we've been saving for about 3 months here. See? 3 months, what is it? About 1, 2. So we're not quite at 3 months yet, but you can still see the proof of the pudding, right? We've put in technically $1,620 into our envelopes, right? And we've received, with the value of those envelopes, since we didn't put it in cash, we put it into Bitcoin instead, right? But we're still investing every day. And we're going to modify this chart. I have another chart to show you guys that's modified so it works for the 100-day challenge. Okay, we're going to call it the 100 stack challenge. But anyway, this is just to prove the concept. Okay, so since we started saving at the beginning of the year, the value of the Satoshis we bought has gone up 50%, right? So it's like having the 100 envelope challenge, except for each envelope, as long as you're saving Bitcoin in that envelope as opposed to dollars, the value of those envelopes it continues to go up as you hold it. Okay, so now you're getting closer to your goal faster, and if you want to hold it longer than the 3 months, you'll get more and more value out of those same envelopes that you already kind of set aside, right? So it's a really difficult concept to grasp, but once you understand it, you'll see the power of it. Okay, so let's explain the challenge here. But let me show you one more example of the effects of, instead of saving a fixed amount in dollars, we're gonna do an example where you saved a fixed amount per day in dollars, and you get the exact dollar amount at the end, right? That's the original challenge. But if you do the same thing and you do it with Bitcoin instead, that's what we call dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. Okay, so here we go. Dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. If you would have started dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, let's see, browser. Okay, if you would have started dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and I have $27 in here because there was a lady online, a different person on TikTok that was doing the 100 envelope challenge, but instead of doing 100 envelopes the traditional way, where you put $1 for the first one and $2 for the second one, she was doing $27 a day, regardless of the number on the envelope. She was just doing $27 a day, and she saved about $10,000, and it took her a year to save $10,000. Okay, so what we did is we put those same numbers in here, about $27 a day, and we put it into the calculator, and it says we're accumulating Bitcoin for 1 year, starting a year ago. Okay, so that would bring us to today, or to recent times. Okay, if you were saving that money in dollars, you would have whatever you put in, right, in dollar units, like $9,882 or whatever, right? What changes to 28? There you go. Wait, is that right? No, 28. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's more accurate to what the lady was doing. She saved up $10,250 pretty much, right? And that's a pretty awesome accomplishment. Okay, to be able to put that money aside, and it's gonna obviously be better for you, right? But at the same time, if she would have done her challenge for that 1 year, putting away that money and put it into Bitcoin instead for this past year, her profits would have been the value of her stack would have been $21,000 in today's, based on the price of Bitcoin today, right? So it'd be $21,000 worth of value. She pretty much would have doubled her money and not needed to do anything different, right? When you hold a dollar amount, you're losing to inflation, okay? And when you're holding in Bitcoin, the value, your purchasing power is going up the longer you hold it. Okay, so it took her a year to save up $10,000, but if she were to save the same amount of money in Bitcoin instead, she would have had $21,000. Right? It's amazing, it's crazy, and that's just in a year. Right? It tracks well with our sheet because we've been saving here on the show since we started the show back in May 2023. Right? So far, we put in $5,100 into Bitcoin, and we're at 93% right now, right? We've almost doubled our money, okay? And this is in the span of less than a year, okay? Almost a year. We're like 10 months in, okay? And we're also tracking it just for this year. Just for this year. If you had started doing the same thing on the first of the year, you're already up about 50%, right? So it's pretty crazy. So we're doing the 100 stacks challenge. We're kicking it off today. You're welcome to join. Haven't actually bought yet. This is just a sample. We're just kind of checking with the I was just checking what the if the form was gonna work. I have a template for you guys. If you guys want it, if you guys want to get started with this, there's a link in the description of the video, and also there is a command here that we could type in 100 stacks into the chat. We'll give you a link to this template if you want to get this template and start stacking sats with us on for the 100 stacks challenge. This is how the 100 stacks challenge is going to work. Okay, we're gonna say, what up, Leonard? What up, Hard Huddle? What up, Carlos? Welcome, everybody. I know we're doing an instruction right now, and then we'll jump into the regular show right after. Okay, so if you want to do the 100 stacks challenge with us and use Bitcoin as the savings vehicle that is going to help you gain wealth and appreciate the value of your savings instead of saving in dollars in an envelope where inflation is getting to it and it's depreciating and destroying your purchasing power, we're going to do it this way. 100 days of buying Bitcoin. You cannot skip any days. And for the first 10 days, since most exchanges require you to buy at least $5 to $10, we're going to have to modify the plan a little bit and do $10 on these days. Okay? These days have to have $10. Okay? After that, it's going to be $11 on that day. It's going to be $12 on that day. It's going to be $17 on that day. No matter what, you have to buy a stack every day for the next 100 days or whenever you start. Maybe we can start on Monday, right? Let me know in the chat. Should we start this today or should we start this on Monday? Okay. But anyway, the point is that you're buying 100 stacks. Okay. Your first 10 stacks have to be $10 because that's just the limit on the exchange. Okay. But after that, if you feel like you came into a little bit of money and you want to stack one day, you want to do the $64 stack, then you stack the $64 stack. Okay. If you want to do the $1 stack, the $10 stack, then you could, on a day when you don't have as much cash flow, then you do the $10 stack. The point is though, that you're stacking every day for 100 days. Okay. Every day for 100 days. Okay. So it's a lot. Once you get up into these numbers, it becomes a lot, right? So, all right. If you guys are doing it, this is what we're doing. Okay. I'm getting scared. I'm scaring myself over here. Scaring myself. Okay. So I'm going to do it as another example for the show, and I will update you guys daily here Monday through Friday. And you get to watch me stack the 100 stack Bitcoin savings challenge. So 100-day Bitcoin savings challenge. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, no worries. But I just want to show you guys that this is a better way to save than doing the 100 envelopes in cash. Because remember, cash is trash and it's designed to steal from you. It's designed to inflate the value of it away. It's designed to steal the purchasing power for you. And when it steals your purchasing power from you, guess what? You have to work longer hours and harder for things you were able to afford before, but you can't now because they're stealing your purchasing power. Okay. And real quick, I know you guys, most of you guys in here already seen this, but in case somebody new watches this video and they're trying to understand what I'm trying to say here, here's what I'm trying to say. When the price of Bitcoin goes up, things get cheaper in terms of Bitcoin. Okay. So for example, my burrito used to cost me $13.70 in terms of US dollars back in October 3rd. In terms of Bitcoin, it cost me 49,603 Satoshis. What's a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. A Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. Okay. So it's still Bitcoin. We just call it Satoshis. It's 16 pennies for $1. Okay. All right. So October, it cost me 49,000 Satoshis. Now, at the current price of Bitcoin, it's costing me 19,000 Satoshis. The price of this burrito that I like to eat is costing me 60% less because I saved my value in Bitcoin since October 3rd, right? And so when you look at it in terms of dollars, it still costs $13.70, right? But in terms of Bitcoin, it's down about 60%. So that's another way to see the value of holding Bitcoin, because the longer you hold Bitcoin, the more of it you hold, the cheaper things get. Your purchasing power goes up. And now instead of having to invest 49,000 Satoshis to buy one burrito, right? I'm doing it at 60% off. And here's the main point of this example. If you're working a job that's paying you $13.70 an hour, it's costing me or you 1 hour of your life to pay for this burrito in October. Okay? Well, if you take that money and save it into Bitcoin, now, what is it? Today's the 8th of March. Now it's only costing me 40% of the price, which means instead of having to work that whole hour to buy that burrito, now I have to work less than half an hour to afford that same burrito. And what does that mean? It means that you're getting some of your life back. It means that you're going to be able to afford things without having to work your life away, right? For the people that are not saving in Bitcoin, right? The price of that burrito has gone up about 60. Is it 60 or 40? I'm getting flipped around, but anyway, the cost for them, right, in purchasing power means that they got to spend more time working in order to buy that same burrito, right? It's pretty sad. So that same example can be extrapolated throughout any payments and any expenses you have in your life, any savings, right? So that's why we're doing the 100 envelope challenge modified to become the 100 stack challenge. Okay, you have to buy a stack every day, and you can choose which slot you fill. Okay, but you have to buy one every day. So if you're doing $100 stack, you put it in here. You put in the date you bought the stack, the price of Bitcoin at the time of you buying that stack, and you actually put here how much you bought. So 10. This is just telling you how much you need to buy on those days, and this is you telling me that you actually, not telling me, but this is you telling yourself that you actually have that line completed. So you put the amount you bought there, and then you put the Bitcoin denomination of what you bought. What up, BTC Moon Guy? And then once you have that settled in, the form will take over, and it'll show you how much you spent in dollars and how much is actually worth now in terms of Bitcoin. Okay, how many dollars? What your gains are. Okay, so today I'm gonna kick things off with a bang and do the $100 stack right now at the near all-time high. At the top, we're buying tops right here, dude. We're buying tops. I'm doing the first stack for the show for the 100 stack challenge. I'm doing the $100 stack today. Okay, so that's what we're doing, and then we're gonna jump into the regularly scheduled program. Let's do the buy so you guys can see that I'm not playing. Okay, I'm not playing. All right, here we go. I'm gonna set it up real quick before I share the screen. If you have any questions, please do put them in the chat. We're trying to do a little instructional ahead of the main show. Once we're done with this little instructional, we'll jump into the normal schedule with normal segments. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this little experiment so far. Okay, here we go. I'm going to, oops, not yet. I need to jump onto my account. Boom. Okay, here we go. I'm using a program. I'm using an exchange called Swan Bitcoin. Okay, Swan Bitcoin lets you set up your bank account so you can withdraw from your bank and buy Bitcoin daily to do this challenge. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If you sign up to Swan with my link, you'll get $10 worth of free Bitcoin, or $10 worth of Bitcoin on your account after you make your first couple buys, I think. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there because this is the program I'm using. This is the exchange that I'm using. And if you want to do the same thing, you can use Swan as well. Okay, so today for the 100 stack challenge, I'm going to stack $100 of Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm stacking $100, and let's get this buy ready and queued up. Let me get this preview, guys. Give me a second. I need to put some background music. There we go. Okay, let me get this preview. Preview. Boom. Okay. All right. So I'm starting my challenge. Browse. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna put in $100. It's gonna cost me 99 cents in fees to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. And we're about to drop $100. $100 to add to the stack. We're starting the 100 days of stacking challenge. If you weren't paying attention and you need me to explain it, please ask questions in the chat, because if you have a question, it's likely that someone else has a question as well. Here we go. $100 worth of Bitcoin, slaying. Strike app is also good. Hard hodl. I like it. I like the free withdrawal fees though. All right, so while that's cooking, if anybody has any questions about the 100-day challenge, how we're working it, here's how it's going to work. Okay, I did the stack today. That's 3, 8, 24. And starting today, I have to stack every day for 100 days, and I got to fill in one of these slots. Okay, it doesn't matter which slot it is. It just got to be one per day. And if you have like $100 lying around and you think, okay, I can just do one here, one here, one here, one here, right here. No. You have to do it. You have to do one slot per day. You can't do like 10 slots and then take the 10 days off. No, you have to do one buy per day. That way you're building that habit, that muscle memory of stacking. Okay. Let's see what this is doing. Oh, I'm still thinking about it. What up, Carl? Let's go. Or I'm putting buy pressure. Yeah, I'm giving myself some buy pressure, guys, because I'm seeing all of the news, all the stuff happening, and yeah, there's so much bullish news and so much potential here that I don't even see this as a risk anymore. I see this as an opportunity that I don't want to miss out on. So if I have to gamify this, great. Also, I see the well, that's pretty nice. Hard hodl. That's cool. Maybe I'll try that. I see people on TikTok. This whole episode got inspired by some posts I've been seeing on TikTok. It's called 100 envelope savings challenge, and people are basically stuffing envelopes full of cash for 3 months, a year, just sitting there holding cash, right? And it's great. It's commendable that they're taking the time to save, but they're saving in dollars. And when you save in dollars, you lose purchasing power over time. And the longer you hold those dollars, even though you feel good because you have the actual cash in hand and you can see the number of your dollar bills go up, the purchasing power of those dollar bills is going down. So you're saving, but you're saving in the wrong thing. You're losing purchasing power over time. Okay? So that's part of the problem. Oops. Where'd I go? Here. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Okay, so once this buy goes through, let's see if this buy goes through. Jeez. Yeah, we'll wait for it. They're not used to me buying $100 at a time. What happened to the $10 stack, $20 stack? All right, we're gonna let this keep going. So hang out and ask questions if you have any questions in the chat. Happy Friday, everybody! Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys enjoying it. We're going to do the regular episode of a Stack SATS show as soon as we're done with this little section, okay? Once this buy goes through, I'll be able to populate the spreadsheet. Come on. Yeah, I'm doing the one. So Carl or anybody that just came in, if you have any questions, ask in the chat. It's real simple. It's 100 slots. You have to fill one of the slots for 100 days. So you have to fill one slot per day for 100 days. Okay. So, if you were to save this amount in dollars, you could end up with about $550, right? That's the envelope challenge, the 100 envelope challenge. Oh, here we go. There it is. Bitcoin accomplished. Woohoo! Okay, we stacked $100 worth of Bitcoin, and let me show you how to track it. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna take this out of here, and then I'm gonna update the spreadsheet. So we have that here. There it is. Okay, so we just bought $100 worth of Bitcoin down here. We're gonna fill the first slot for today. We're doing the hardest one, $100. Okay, and I bought it at the price of $69,476 per Bitcoin. Okay, now how can I be buying only $100 worth of Bitcoin if Bitcoin costs 69,000? Well, it's because when you buy Bitcoin, you don't have to buy the whole Bitcoin all at once. You could buy it in fractions, right? You could buy like pennies of a Bitcoin, right? And for example, a penny is 100 units of 100 pennies makes $1. 100 million satoshis makes a Bitcoin. Okay, but a satoshi is still Bitcoin. Okay, just like a penny, a nickel, and a dime is still dollars. It's still US dollars. A satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. It's still Bitcoin. Okay, so for $100 at the price of $69,476 per coin, we get 0.0014250 Bitcoin. Whoa, hang on a second. I need to format this cell. Format number. Just give me a number, bro. It rounded me down. 0.0014251 Bitcoin. There we go. Okay, I know. It's like, well, I'm not even getting I'm getting less than a Bitcoin. That's fine. You're getting 0.001 Bitcoin, but that much Bitcoin, what do we have up here is worth. Oh no, that goes in the wrong column. This one goes here, and 0.0014251. There we go. That makes sense. Okay, so I probably should have done this at the top so you guys can see the example, but 0.0014251 Bitcoin is 142,510 satoshis. Okay, so that's a difference. It's just a different way of looking at it, right? So now our first stack for the 100 stack challenge is $100. We got 142,510 satoshis, and based on the price of Bitcoin now, let's see. Oh, this is broken. This is E2. E2. What is this? Oh, I put it on the wrong column? Oh no, we bought 100. Okay. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay. So the way you read this chart, we bought Bitcoin on this date at that price, and we were supposed to buy $100 worth, and we filled it out. Yes, we got $100 worth on this one. So that line is completed. For the $100 at Bitcoin, we got 142,510 satoshis. And now we go back to the top, and we can see, yeah, that we put $100 in. We lost some money because of the fee, but we'll make that up in a short amount of time. Okay, so there it is. That's the first stack of the 100 stacks challenge. Okay, cool. Now we're not gonna start the show every single time with the 100 stack challenge. We're gonna update the 100 stack day challenge during the stack recap of our normal program. Okay, so thanks for hanging in there, guys. Thanks for hanging in there while I got this out of the way and set up. Now it's done. Now I can send this video to my friends and family as a way to kind of inspire them to try the Bitcoin saving mechanism that's going to make you more and more wealthy the longer you hold it. Okay. All right. Now let's get back into the main program of the show and jump into what we like to call the SAT strength. All right, today the price of Bitcoin is, like we said before, $69,262 for a single Bitcoin. That's amazing. We're so close to the all-time high. We hit an all-time high this morning, and it's just gonna keep going up. So today you can buy 1,444 Satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. That's important because it tells you that you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once, okay? Let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you'll have 14, not even 14 and a half Satoshis for a single dollar. No! When we started this show back in May 2023, we're buying 39 Satoshis for a single penny, and now we can only get not even 15 Satoshis for a single penny. That's tragic. That's so sad. Stack hard, because one day, just like we're looking back now and thinking, wow, we could get 39 Satoshis for a penny. One day, when the penny is worth 1 Satoshi and Bitcoin hits $1 million, you're going to look back and say, God dang it, I could have bought 14 Satoshis for a penny. What was I thinking? I should have gone all in. Anyway, all right. Anyway, that's kind of hoping right there. I'm super stoked on it. But yeah, so far, this was happening, right? So there you go. That is the SAT strength. Whew. That was fun. All right. Here we go. Now that the SAT strength is done, let's jump into the next segment of the show. But first, let me read to the chat real quick and say what's up to everybody and welcome. Hard Huddle in the house. Welcome. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Hard Huddle. Carlos Jaramillo in the house. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're back. Leonard, what up, Leonard? Thanks for tuning in. Andrew Williams in the house. BTC Moon Guy. And of course, Carl Black. Let's go, Carl. Get him. And BTC Backpacker in the house. What up, BTC Backpacker? Welcome. Boise in the house. Mining them sats. Let's go. All right. So let's talk about, let's jump into the Why We Stack segment and get this done. Why We Stack. I should just put this on the screen. The segment is called Why We Stack. And what can I say? This is why we stack, okay? Because the national debt is growing forever. We're almost at $34.5 trillion. Okay? $34.5 trillion. It's so crazy. But as this debt goes up, because of the interest rate or whatever, like the interest on the debt is like so high, the only way to pay it down is to inflate the money supply and steal your wealth if you're saving in dollars and pay back the loan with cheaper future money, right? I know it's a difficult concept, but just know this. Would you lend your friend money? Well, I mean, a friend is a friend, so you probably get money anyway. But would you lend somebody money if they were in debt to their eyeballs and the cost of the interest on their debt was higher than their yearly income, right? So they're in debt so hard that all of the value they produce at their job is not enough to even cover the interest cost of that debt. So they have zero hope of even paying on that principal, right? And the worst thing is that it compounds, right? Just like you're saving, just like if you save long term and they tell you like the compound effect, you start early and save your money. Well, it works the same way for debt, right? Like the interest is compounding, right? So it's like it's getting worse and worse. So the dollar is basically going to continue to lose purchasing power until eventually it crashes, right? We don't know if it's going to crash soon, or if there's going to be some crazy innovation of technology that they can leech value from to keep it alive longer. But for certain, we know that they're going to keep printing more of it and spending more than they have. And this is just a national debt. This is not even accounting for bank issued debt, right? When banks issue debt, they create money. Okay? And I'm not just talking about American banks, right? Because there's banks in different parts of the world that can issue debt in dollars. Okay? When they issue debt in dollars, when the government prints money in dollars, there is no distinction between your dollars that you had to work for and the dollars they get to just make up out of thin air. Okay? So that's why we stack, guys. That's why we stack, and that's why we're changing and we're modifying that 100 envelope challenge to a money that's sound, to a money that's better, to a money that actually preserves your purchasing power, and more than that, it actually increases your purchasing power because it's the exact opposite of what the dollar is today, right? Bitcoin is the money that does not inflate because there's a fixed supply. And no matter who's in office or who wants to change Bitcoin will not change. You can't change it. Okay? In other words, and on the other side, on the dollar side, no matter who's in office, Republican, Democrat, or other, whatever, it doesn't matter who's in office, they're going to continue to abuse the power of having the money printer. It'll just be for different causes, you know. Some people do the Republicans will do it for this reason, the Democrats will do it for the other reason. But in the long term, you and I, our savings in dollars are still getting leached away. The value of the dollar is still getting inflated away, right? It's still debasing. So don't get caught up in that. Just saving Bitcoin and live a good life, right? So that's why we stack. Hope you guys approve that message. If you do have any questions, guys, if you have any questions and need help setting up your stuff or just getting a better understanding of it, I am going to be on our Discord server after this episode. I'm going to jump into our Discord server for like a good, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depends. About 10, 15 minutes. If you guys want to jump into the Discord server and talk to me or talk Bitcoin or have a question, jump in there. Our Discord server is is here, and I'm just gonna do that as a way for me to be able to help people if you need it. I'm not charging anything; it's free to be on the Discord server. I just ask that you please do not promote any kind of trash coins, any kind of yield-bearing Bitcoin BS instruments, any kind of shenanigans will not be tolerated, and you'll be permanently banned because I want this place to be Bitcoin only and savings. We're not traders. I'm not a trader. If you want to learn how to trade Bitcoin, go to a different channel. This is not for you. Okay, this is for the HODL Diamond Hands Bitcoin only gang. Okay, the HODL Diamond Hands Bitcoin only gang. Okay, that's the description of our Discord server. Okay, but yeah, there's not a lot of us in there, but it's a curated good amount of people. Okay, all right. So welcome if you want to jump in there, join in there. All right, let's get into the third segment of the show that we like to call the Stack Recap. Woohoo! All right, so back in 2024, at the beginning of the year, we started saving in Bitcoin. $20 a day, sometimes $80 buys, sometimes $40 buys, but most of the time $20 buys. Our stack of Bitcoin is now at 3.5 million Satoshis. In other words, 0.0350696 Satoshis. Sorry, Bitcoin. We've paid $1,620 to accumulate this Bitcoin. And if we were to try to accumulate the same amount of Bitcoin today with today's weaker dollar, we would have to pay 50% more. In other words, we'd have to pay $2,427 instead of the $1,620 that we paid with money that was with money from the past that had more purchasing power. Okay, so again, this shows you the concept. It proves the concept out. We've been doing this live for 176 episodes. And the reason we do this live for 176 episodes is that you have the receipts, you have the live streams where you can see me buy these coins, or you can see me buy these SATs every day if you want to. I have the audit trail. Okay, this is not, I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to fake anything. It's all there. Live shows, live buys, live tracking. And not only can you see the shows and live track it, you can actually go and audit my sheet by going to ! in the chat, SAT sheet. If you see the SAT sheet link, you go in there and you'll get a template version of my investing in the show, and you can modify it to start tracking your SAT buys. Okay, but it also gives you a way to check on the historic purchases of the show. Historically, all the way back to the beginning, the first episode, back in May 22nd, where we were stacking $5 a day when Bitcoin was 27,000. Oh my gosh. Anyway, should have stacked harder, guys. I should have stacked harder. Okay. But since the beginning of the show back in May, we are almost up 100% on our investments. We spent $5,000 and we're close to $10,000 in value in terms of dollars. But the most important number on this whole sheet for the whole expansion of the show, for the whole existence of the show, is that your Satoshi count, your Bitcoin count is going up. And that's the most important thing. We're getting close to 0.15 Bitcoin, which is kind of I don't know if it's like, it's not even a quarter yet, but still, it's pretty awesome. Right? It's pretty awesome. We're getting closer and closer to 0.2 Bitcoin. And then hopefully one day a quarter Bitcoin, right? That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so now let's talk about buying. Today we're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin because that's our base buying amount for the show. If the price of Bitcoin was below our average buy price, if it dipped below 48,000, we would do a double stack. But if it dipped below 48,000 today, I would be doing more than a double stack. Anyway, today we're only doing a $20 buy. Okay, because that's the premise of the show, and I want to keep it accessible for anybody to be able to invest however much you feel comfortable with, right? $20 a day, $10 a day. If you want to do this approach, where you're doing a fixed amount, or if you want to go crazy and join us for the 100-day Bitcoin savings challenge, we also have a template for that, and there is a link in the chat for that one. It is !100 stacks. So you can track my purchases there, and you can take a copy of it and make your own, so you can track your 100 days of stacking, your 100 stacks. All right. Wow, my throat's feeling dry. Actually, we've been talking a lot. So let's get into the final segment of the show. Now that we know how much we're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin, and there's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some SATs again. Time to stack some SATs again. Let me get this thing queued up. There it is. This in here. All right. Back to the browser we go. $20 worth of Bitcoin today. Get this preview going. Preview. Boom. Okay. Take my screenshot. All right. There it is. So, one more time. We're gonna buy $20 worth of Bitcoin for the normal stack set show stack, our daily stack. Here we go. And I'm not gonna make you sit through the whole purchase process again. I have the data for the purchase. I'm just gonna start putting it into the spreadsheet and call this a buy. That way we're not spending too much time watching the swan thing loop around. Okay. All right. Today's buy means that we can put on the chill music, because when you stack, you can chill. More stacks, more naps. More stacks, more days on the beach, sipping on umbrella drinks. Yes, I cracked myself up. All right. That was at $69,384. We spent 20 bucks. We got 28,537 Satoshis. There we go. 28,537 Satoshis to our stack in 2024. And now we're up to 3.535 million Satoshis. We're going to populate the overall form that tracks all of our buys on the show throughout the whole history of the show. Just like that. And that brings us to... what does that bring us to? We're past 14.25 million Satoshis. We're getting there. We're getting there. For some reason, I really want to see I really want to see that 14 turn into a 15. It seems significant somehow. Anyway. All right. So that is the Stack SATS show. We're here Monday through Friday, stacking sats, taking naps, stacking sats so we can take naps on beaches. Okay, slow and steady. Okay. When the price of Bitcoin drops, we stack. When the price of Bitcoin jumps, we stack. Okay, doesn't matter. Stick to your purchasing schedule and keep stacking. And if you're doing the 100 stacks challenge, congratulations! I'm telling you, it's gonna be awesome. Okay, I need to go figure out what I can sell to make sure that I'm solvent for the 100 days challenge. Right? That's a lot of money to come up with out of the blue. So, but I do still have some stuff from my fiat-minded binge spending days that I can get rid of. So I need to dig deep and re-audit my stuff and ask myself, is holding this item, is paying this subscription for whatever service, is it more important? Is it more valuable to me than holding the stack of sats this thing or payment or service represents? Right? So I got to audit myself again so that we can do the 100 stack challenge. All right. Hit me up with any questions, guys. I sold a lot too. Okay, well, very nice. I stack, you stack, we stack. Let's go. We stay stacking, friends. Oh, I like that one. Stay stacking. Hard hodl. I have the Jack Mahler's app installed on my phone, but I haven't set it up to my bank account. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna play with it so I can have it as another option. And thanks for making that recommendation. I need to go in there and actually use it, get familiar with it, see how it works. On Hard Hodl, can you buy on Strike and send it out as Lightning? Because I need something to do that with. Can you buy on Strike? For those of you guys that use Strike, can you buy on? I know this is a Q&A, but I'm asking you guys a question. For those of you that use the Strike wallet, can you buy Bitcoin with Strike wallet and send it out with Lightning or over Lightning? inquiring minds want to know, because that'd be a great on ramp for like having some sats to just kind of throw around and have some fun with. Okay. All right. So I think that today's episode was pretty successful. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with you guys tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hitting that like button. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And man, the journey, we've come a long way since the beginning of the show. We're 178 episodes in. Our subscriber count is going up. We're about 189 subscribers or something like that. So we're getting close to 200. Thank you so much for doing that, guys. If you guys want to do me a favor, share the show with somebody you think would appreciate it, somebody you think that needs my perspective on the Bitcoin journey, right? If you have a friend that maybe you can't make progress with, or trying to orange pill them, send them my way. Maybe the way I explain it clicks for them, right? And if it doesn't, it's okay. I'm not gonna hold them against it. I'm not gonna hold it against them, right? But sometimes it just takes you hearing or them hearing it from somebody else that they don't know, and they don't have any kind of history with, for them to kind of maybe lower their guard and their biases and really take in the information that we're trying to get to them, right? So anyway, I promise not to not to rug them or or scam them in any way. Okay, I'm doing this for the benefit of humanity. I'm doing this because I see the significance of how somebody's life changes, how somebody's attitude changes when they can finally feel for the first time what it feels like to be able to save the value that they work for in a way that can't get stolen. That's such an awesome feeling. It just makes you want to be better, right? It just makes you want to do good things. Anyway, I know there's gonna be exceptions to that rule of like makes you do better, but for the most part, I think Bitcoin is a positive force for humanity, right? It's based on truth, not like the lies that the dollar is based on. Okay, so with that, thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you guys. Oh yeah, it's Friday. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great Friday. If you're doing the 100 stack challenge, tomorrow you have to do a stack, and Thursday and Sunday you have to do a stack. So take care of those stacks, track them on your sheet, and until then, I'll see you guys Monday. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys.